Good day and welcome to SCO BRICS Insight, where we talk about what's really going on in the world of the BRICS. Now today I want to talk about trains and rail transport. Those who live in France or Germany have a decent rail transport system. I mean, the French TGV network is excellent and the German is actually quite good. Not so good as the rail network in the UK, which is actually pretty disastrous. And its so-called high-speed railways developed make a snail's pace seem supersonic. Not to mention it's already cost billions and not a line of tracks being laid. Now, Russia has an excellent track record in recent years when it comes to transport and logistics projects. I mean, the multi-billion-dollar rail and metro network in Moscow with its two brand new lines and the new outer circle line, that makes 3 circles by the way, as opposed to London's one, have transformed the movement of passengers in the capital and reinforced Moscow's position as the world's premier metro and passenger integrated transport system. Now, the Moscow-St. Petersburg motorway has also been completed and bypasses all the city on the 700-kilometre journey and offers a wonderful, straightforward driving experience for cars and trucks. But now let's talk about the Moscow-St. Petersburg high-speed rail link that was announced earlier this year. The construction of the White Gyrofalcon, or Belykretchet, which will be the first Russian high-speed train to run on its new high-speed railway, is now going according to plan. Now, this was reported by the Sverdlovsk region of industrialists and entrepreneurs, Dmitry Pombansky, at a special session of a forum that was held recently, and the forum was called Transport of Russia. So, I mean, what is taking place? Well, Russia's developing a high-speed railway. It'll have an electrified double-track railway designed for trains travelling at speeds of between 200 to 400 kilometres an hour, and it'll link the cities of Moscow and St. Petersburg. But it also links a fair bit else through that, because it passes through the territory of 6 oblasts or regions, connecting the cities of Moscow and St. Petersburg. And there's about 8 cities in the Leningrad, Novgorod and Tver regions, as well as Moscow. So you're seeing a fair bit of it. And do look at the map that I'm shoving up in front of you. That'll tell you exactly where this goes and who you can stop. Now, according to the Russian Transport Minister Vitaly Salivev, the journey time between Moscow and St. Petersburg will be reduced from 4 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes. And the journey from Moscow to Tver will only take 39 minutes and from St. Petersburg to Veliki Novgorod 29 minutes. Also, trains will run more frequently, every 10 to 15 minutes, with a total of 12 stops at cities along the route, which you'll have seen. Now, before I continue, I'd like to make an appeal. If you like and enjoy my videos, you can help me fund the channel and my website, SCOBRICSInsight.com, to further develop it. You can do this by making a small donation, which is done by clicking on the thanks button at the bottom of the video screen. Everybody who does donate gets a personal thank you from me, and I'm thanking you all now actually for watching, because I do appreciate every single viewer. Now, the line, the Moscow-St. Petersburg high-speed line, is dedicated to passenger traffic only, which means there's no interruptions like you get with normal railways, and freight trains interrupt and they go slow and they take up too much space and whatever. Now, Russian railways have actually announced the completion of the design of the railway. I mean, the total length is actually going to be 680 kilometres. And the maximum speed will actually vary depending on the terrain, between 250 and 400 kilometres an hour. Now, it's planned to have 2 types of carriages, business and standard. Now, the first will include higher services classes, and the standard will include 5 different classes of business, economy, family, tourist and bistro. Now, I like the sound of the bistro. I mean, I suppose that means the bar or the buffet car where you can drink away to your heart's content and see the Russian countryside pass by in the blink of an eye while you're consuming a large pivo or beer, as it's known in Russia, and a shot or 2 of vodka. Now, it's worth noting even the design of the track is innovative. It's been decided that the track will be built using ballotless technology. Now, according to Roman Pivovar, who's the Deputy General Director of the State Research Unit, Naprotskioy, the permissible subsidence of the track should not exceed 15 millimetres during its entire service, either 50 years or more. I think it'll last a bit longer than that. I mean, let's be honest, the Trans-Siberian's over 150 years old now. Wow. Now, the weight of the air-reinforced concrete structure designed to ensure the track stability is 740 tonnes. 12 factories will be built to produce them along the entire route. And according to Roman Pivova, more than 30,000 people are going to be involved in the construction of the infrastructure facilities. And the construction for the production of the first 2 test trains was signed in April earlier this year. You can see the pictures on the screen of the design. Now, the contractor is a Euro Locomotives company, and it's part of the Sonara Transport Machines company. Now, the total amount of the contract is 12 billion rubles, which works out at about $150 million. In total, 41 trains are expected to be built for the service, and the trains will be equipped with computer vision system, anti-collision, autonomous GO A3 control, and various other new innovations that are done. Now, they've built 2 new production halls with an area of 60,000 square metres, and a test room are currently being built at the factory. Plus, a chain of subcontractors for these high-speed trains has been created, but there's no mention of Chinese industry's participation, although cooperation with friendly countries is not ruled out, but certainly not unfriendly ones like Siemens in Germany, etc. They are now in the past. Now, the production of the trains is due to start the first quarter of 2026, with more than 150 component suppliers already been selected and are working on the project. And the trains are due to be completed by the end of March 2028. So we're not looking at too long. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how the coincidence of train production and the construction of the new high-speed line can be reconciled with example for the sanctions. We are currently on the Moscow-St. Petersburg line, which is actually a pretty good line, and it only takes 7 hours to go overnight. But it shares a line with a freight train. So I'm sure that there's going to be actually more freight going onto that line and less passengers. I mean, who wants to go on that line when it takes, twice as long? Well, maybe, I don't know. However, the entire HSR project, including the construction of rolling stock, is 2,349 billion rubles, and that's about $35 billion. And that makes it the largest infrastructure project in Russia. Now, normally concessions of this kind are financed by the state, but it's actually the other way around here. 75% of the funds are not provided by the state, and the state funds that are invested will be returned to the state in full, says Alexander Verelkin, who's the chairman of Sberbank, Russia's major lender. In fact, it's one of the largest banks in the world. The total amount, 1,241 million rubles, are funds a form of loans. A syndicate for the creation of infrastructure put up 960 billion rubles, and another for the creation of the rolling stock put up 281 billion rubles. In addition, another 300 billion rubles came from the National Welfare Fund, which is funded by excess oil revenues. It should be noticed that in August it was reported that Sonara Transport Machines was looking for a site in Moscow to actually build a plant for assembling the high-speed trains. So it's also planned to start construction in 2024, probably well, it seems it's already started. Now, it's clear such a large company means highly skilled jobs and significant tax revenues. So it's therefore not surprising that Moscow City was lobbied for the production to be located on its territory, as the city is actually still seriously investing in the high-speed rail project with stations, infrastructure, etc. Now, the Moscow government also has a 30% stake in the capital of the train developer, which is the Engineering Centre for Railway Transport. And the other 10% is the Sonara Group, who built the sanctions in conjunction with with Siemens. And according to Dmitry Pompansky, more than 30,000 units, parts and components are needed to assemble the Belky-Kreshet high-speed train. That's a lot of pieces to put together. Moreover, 1,200 of them have never actually been produced before in Russia. So as a result, the proportion of imported components in the train will be less than 20%, and all of them are from friendly countries. About 300 companies across Russia are now involved in the project, and about 40 of them include Euro locomotives that are actually located in the Sverdlovsk Oblast, which is quite close to Moscow. Now, these companies have been involved in the production of high-speed trains for around 20 years, the Sapsans along with Siemens, so they currently work on the Moscow-Kazan route, and that certainly gives the project a high start, because it's impossible to build such technologically new trains from scratch in 2 or 3 years, according to Pompansky. However, that said, it's all looking good, and according to the mayor of Moscow, Sergei Sobyanin, capital would also contribute financially to the project. So the Moscow government is carrying out all the work that it wanted to do on behalf of the Russian president for the implementation of the project, and it's all looking good. So I will keep you up to date with what's really going on as far as the high-speed trains, but it's certainly looking good, and you'll see from the pictures that will be posted here on this video that you'll see that the stops will benefit all the places that I mentioned. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to seeing you all again. Please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all again soon. Thank you.